This is Football Daft with Stephen Purden,
midfield dynamo and average actor,
Chris Toal,
target man, suspicious character,
and
with the top end of Stevenson, Grado!
Welcome once again to Football Daft. It is the daftest Scottish football podcast around. I'm producer John, not Stephen Purden, who still isn't here. He's very busy on River City, and I'm going to continue the rumour that Shellsuit Bob may be getting killed off in River City. Just a rumour that I'm throwing out there, and he will not enjoy that at all. But Stephen's not here, but there are two men in front of me that are. Let's first of all welcome a man who's been hiding since the Celtic result at the weekend. Don't worry though, we got infrared equipment out and we found him hiding in his granny's loft. It's Chris Toal.
For fuck's sake! You can't say that! Jesus Christ, John!
And the man you hear at that here as well. He's still over in Glasgow, as proved when WWE rolled into the Hydro last night and Irish wrestler Finn Balor used his catchphrase gimmick infringement. He said, "It's yourself at the Hydro," and I got one of the biggest pops. That's cheers for non-wrestling fans of the night. It is Grado.
Good evening, gents.
I never knew that, mate.
Did you not hear about that?
You hear about it?
Oh man, no, that's brilliant. Fergie's some boy, isn't he?
It was good. I was saying on Wrestling Daft, John text me, man. I'm sitting watching the telly with Stephanie, and he's like, Fergo has just shouted out, "It's yourself," and I'm going, "Stephanie, you'll never believe it, man. The Hydro, they've shouted, 'It's yourself,' and apparently everybody's went crazy and did it." She's going, "Who the fuck? What? Finn Balor? What?" But, I saw it on Twitter. Somebody tweeted it, man. I was delighted, man.
Aye, don't show her a picture of him or she'll be away up the road.
Tell me about that.
If you're unaware of the works of Finn Balor, check out his pictures. He's a he's 40-year-old.
Aye, old xylophone belly. He's got that minute.
Aye.
He's got a 24 pack.
What a
He's got a case.
He is a good looking boy, isn't he?
Aye.
Chris, we're recording on a Thursday night. We usually record on a Thursday afternoon. Why are we recording on a Thursday night, Chris?
Because I had a personal appearance today.
I love this. Tell the story, Chris.
Right, so a guy contacts me on Instagram and he's like, "I'm looking for you to do a wee appearance at my mate's wedding." And I says, "I can't, mate. I'm booked that day." So my booking actually fell through, and a couple of hours later, the guy messages me. He goes, "I can't get a replacement." I says, "Mate, that's the best news ever because I'm free that day now." So he says, "Right, well, here's the details." So he sent me the information, and it's this big fancy golf course resort in Troon. I'm like, "What am I gonna need here?" Do you know what I mean? So he's messaged me. He's told me what he wants to do. So the wee reception woman meets me outside after the wedding party event and all that, and so I get to be privy to the speeches and stuff because I need to know my cue for getting in. So it gets to the best man speech. Cammy's the best man. This is the guy that's contacted me, and he says, "Right, so Colin, no, he wasn't always a well-behaved boy. He got arrested once, and he had went to a Stranraer versus Motherwell game. So he's told all the boys and all that it was 3 Motherwell boys have tried to weigh him in, and he's got the better of them, but the police have lifted him because he's got these boys are doing." So the story comes out eventually that it wasn't. It was just one wee guy from Motherwell, and the one wee guy from Motherwell's gave him a tanking, right? So he's then said, and I've managed to track the guy down, and here he is himself. He wanted me to do it in my Scott Squad character, so he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tam Spraggins," right? So he's gave me this Motherwell jersey. Hold on, I'll show you. Look at this. Right, for the video watchers here, he's given me this season's Motherwell jersey with Spraggins 69 on the back. Right? So the story is now that the guy that was getting married is working in Motherwell now, and his mates not that wind them up in case this wee guy gets a hold of him again. So I've walked in. I says, "Listen, I spoke to all the young team and all that, and you're now under my protection. You're safe. Don't worry about it, but there's one caveat. You've got to wear this. So I gave him a Motherwell jersey and it had groom on the back. And it was at his wedding, obviously, but I don't think his missus was too pleased that I had turned up, to be honest with you.
Really?
But, it was good fun, and the guy messaged me after it. He said that it was a great turn, and loads of folk are filming it on their phones, so it'll more than likely turn up on the internet at some point.
That's gonna well end up.
Do you think it'll go viral?
It's gonna go viral.
It'll go viral.
Here, is this you now putting yourself up now for personal appearances? Because I think, Toal, you could rake it in doing stuff like this.
Oh yeah,
I do.
Chris, advertise yourself. Available for christenings, bar mitzvahs, weddings. Chris will do anything.
Aye, but not children's parties though.
Definitely not children's parties.
Oh no, that would still work. Did I
I
ever
know,
tell you?
but they might get me mixed up with one of the wains and I'll end up the road with somebody.
Yeah, Toal, did I ever tell you about the time I done a 7th birthday party out somebody's back door? Oh, my God,
dear.
man.
This is going to end in tears, isn't it? Go on,
It was
Grado.
actually Jester that got it for me, and I turns up to this house, right, and I've got the leotard in the bag and the boots and all the rest of it, right, all the wains are out the back door at the bouncy castle, right, and there's a couple of parents as well, and they're like that. Just get in the kitchen and get changed some fucking in this kitchen, man. Getting the clothes off, getting the leotard on, all the rest of it, right, and I've got this wee kind of CD player, and they hook it up out the back door. I'm fucking putting the wrist tape on, the boots, all the rest of it. And then they're like, right, it's now time for the big surprise. Fucking stirring this kitchen, stirring there like that, going, what am I doing here, man? This is fucking... And the next minute, life is a mess. But it was a long garden, right? It was off a long garden, and the bouncy castle was at the end of the garden. So like a prayer hits, man, I come out and see that the walk to the bouncy castle was the longest walk ever. None of the wains recognised
By
me.
the time you got to the bouncy castle, Papa Don't Preach was on.
Do you know that way? See, when you get nervous and you start saying things, right? I'm dancing like I'm going, hello, it's yourself, how's it going? Here we go, there's slabs, there's grass, how's it going? Here we go, there's a lovely fence you've got there. Ken just trying to cover up the awkwardness. And the Waynes never had a clue who I was, and then I had to sit and have a beer with the parents and all that. Folk are going like that. And who are you meant to be?
Have the Monda booked you to pop their cell, you think?
Well, Jester was booked as well, and I think they had a wee thing for Jester, if I'm being honest. I think that was the
All
case.
right.
One of the ones.
Okay.
So Grado not available for weddings, christenings or children's parties. So it's Thursday night, so that's why we're recording on Zoom tonight. We're not in the studio because we couldn't get into the studio. On the channel at the moment, you can catch up with Celtic and Rangers after were very unhappy shows this week after the league results and the European results there. We'll probably talk a wee bit more about that later on. Catch up, of course, with all our interviews. And next week, now Grado's not happy with this one. I booked a guest, which is going to divide the audience, but I think it is box office, and I think we'll get a really good interview. Football Daft meets in a week on Monday's time is going to be Graham Spears.
No, it's
Is that Britney stuff?
It is British. He's got.
That's a topical guess.
It is, aye.
Listen, it's not that I'm angry. I just think I remember when we had Tommy Sheridan.
I
We got
remember.
a mega backlash. I could just see it coming. I
I tell you, well, this is your opportunity to. I mean, as a Rangers supporter, there's been a lot of heat between Graham Spears and Rangers. So, Grado, this is your chance. I'm expecting a Hugh Keevins style. I'm like, I want you to be fucking Piers Morgan when it comes to this interview, Grado.
I think I'm going to get a ping next week.
Are you going? Aye, very good. Shit.
Listen, you better not fucking leave me sitting here myself.
Oh.
Is Bob will likely not be back next week at this rate.
Oh, I can't wait for that. That'll be really interesting. So what's been happening?
No, that's no fair. Well, and do you know the weirdest thing is, right? I'm not one Rangers fan I know ever talks highly of Graham Spears, apart from my father. My father always, I like Spears. I like Graham Spears. I go, Dad, you must be the only one. You must be the only one. But anyway. So
I hope he's not the only one, or else no cunt will fucking listen next week.
But that'll be on Football Daft Meets. So that'll be a week on Monday. Obviously, you'll get all the interviews on the channel, all interviews in the past. And of course, we go Rangers and Celtic Daft go live on a Tuesday, and we have the main podcast on a Friday. So what's been happening in Scottish football this week, boys? Let's start off with the League Cup last night. We're recording on a Thursday night. Celtic are playing, but Rangers through quite comfortably, Grado, 2-0 against Livy. But the big talking point from last night was Lee Griffiths, shot caller, who appeared to kick a flare into a stand of spectators.
Appeared?
Yeah, appeared to. That's what the quote is. Dundee said, I love this. Dundee said a smoke generator, amongst other items, were thrown into the park by visiting supporters. I'm assuming the flare is a smoke generator. I had this fucking vision of like a smoke machine you get in a nightclub getting launched onto the pitch. So I'm assuming they're referring to the flare as a smoke generator. Anyway, police said inquiries are ongoing, and the quote from
is
Lee
this
Griffiths,
guy absolutely certainly trying to get himself into the jail? Is this what he's doing?
it was a silly thing to do. It was
He says it was an accident. He says he just wanted to kick the flare off just to restart the game.
It was the best thing he kicked all night, Grado.
It's the best thing he's kicked for about 3 years.
I know.
See, on the same token, right, as much as that was daft kicking on, how annoying are they flares, but
I know.
it's...
I mean,
do you know what's
football
worse?
guy.
I remember it was somebody threw a flare on it. It was either at Livingston or Hamilton. It was one of the plastic pitches. And see if you throw it onto a plastic pitch, do you know what I mean?
That. It was at Livingston, Chris. I remember that.
That's
Yeah,
The damage that it can it can cause is
I
unreal.
remember Livingston. It was that Celtic or Rangers game in Livingston. I think did they not take Celtic? They tried.
Celtic fans throwing flares. What are you talking about?
And another story, obviously, Celtic fans are totally understanding of the situation, says Big Ange. Obviously, Chris, 5th successive away defeat in all competitions on Sunday there. Big Ange saying our away results haven't been great. Well, that's a bit of an understatement, Ange, but I wouldn't say our away form hasn't been great. Our form actually been pretty good. This weekend was probably the exception to that. Didn't play to our tempo or intensity. Sunday's game was probably the most disappointing they've been in our performance. My general feelings is that our supporters are totally understanding of the situation. Chris, are you understanding?
Even the way he explains it, he's right, because we've not played badly. We've not played badly. Sunday was a disaster, right enough. James McCarthy was about fucking 50 miles off the pace of the game. Honestly, his passing was abysmal as well. But
4-year contract as well, isn't it, for McCarthy as well?
But I wonder if it's pay as you play. If it's pay as you play, they can just sit him in his arse, can't they?
Does that exist?
Aye.
Can you still get that? And I don't know.
Aye, because we had originally signed Craig Gordon on one of the deals.
Right, aye.
Pay as you play. Couldn't never missed a game.
But I listen to Celtic, Daft, Chris, and you seem like, I think a lot of Celtic supporters as well are like, he needs 2 or 3 windows to get this, and I think this season's a pass. Whatever you
Aye,
do,
but John, we can't keep going the way we're going. You know what I mean? He needs to develop a plan B for when plan A is not working. That's the only issue. But listen, I'm fully behind the guy. I absolutely believe in what he's trying to do. It's just like when you look at his first season in Japan, his team finished.
Our Japanese football expert is back.
Listen, I'm not, because I've done my thing. I've done my research on Ange. Do you know what I mean? Not the fucking Japanese league, but his team finished like 5th the first season that he was in Japan.
Yeah, that is true.
But then the next season they won it out the park by a mile, won the league out the park. So you've got to give him time to get the players in place, and you can't keep trying to fit square pegs into round holes, because it's just not going to work. So we definitely need a left back. There's no doubt about it. We need a left back.
Yeah.
So,
flipping over to the Rangers side, Grado, I mean, obviously Rangers dropped points. When was the last time both Old Firm teams dropped points at the same? It must have happened recently.
when Celtic and Rangers drew with each other.
That's very good, Chris. Well done. But you quite disappointed then, Grado? Like, I mean, that you're 4 points ahead of Celtic, but I mean, it could have been a lot more if you hadn't dropped.
That could have put mega pressure on if we had got the 3 points on Sunday. That's why it was mega frustrating, because I mean, as I said on Rangers Daft, we were literally pumping them 1-0. It did feel like that first half, I thought we should be up 3 or 4-0 here. But I actually think there was a wee bit of difference to the team last night. The second half, I think Gerrard must have had a bit up their arse, because they came out a different side last night. Patterson played well last night. I'm trying to think.
Hadji.
Hadji, he turned the game around. Totally turned the game around.
Yeah.
So again, it still feels like we've still not really kick-started our season yet.
Well, here's a question for you. I mean, listen, we talked about it on Rangers Stats as well. That goal was miles offside. And, I mean, Motherwell are looking a really good side this season. I think Graham Alexander's got him playing. Here's a question for you then. With Old Firms looking a bit sticky at the moment, can anyone else make a challenge for the league this year? I'm thinking Hearts.
You want to look at the top of the league, you know? There's only a point between the top 5 or something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, are 3 points between the top 5.
When does it usually start to kind of fall apart like that? Is it not usually about this kind of
I think we usually get one round of games in.
Yeah.
And then
what's interesting is that Rangers have got both Hearts and Hibs back to back at home, haven't they?
They'll be tough games.
Weeks.
See, I think Rangers are they've no showed as much at Ibrox this season as they have away from home. I feel. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, with the exception of the United game, but at home they've looked a wee bit bedraggled at times. But you never know, man. It's Hibs and Hearts. Hibs tend to turn up sometimes against Rangers, but Hearts are a different proposition this season. I feel.
They're good. They've got a good
really
squad of players there at Hearts. They really have got a good squad of players. And Hibs, I mean, likewise, Hibs. I mean, they've got some quality players. Martin Boyle's a big.
Is he scored in every league game he's played this season?
Can he be far off it, Chris? It cannot be.
I think he is, because he missed one with a bit of a hamstring injury when he came back for international duty, and that stopped him from getting the record because he had scored in every game so far. Yeah. And then he came back at the weekend there and he scored again, didn't he?
5
Certainly
goals.
Doing my fantasy football team well, that's for sure. Finally, we've got to give a shout out to Aaron Hickey.
Mate, what a goal!
Became the 4th Scot to score in Serie A. Can you name the other Scots that have scored in Serie A? Chris, you're an Italian football fan.
Steve Archibald.
No.
What is it? Scottish folk scoring in Italy? Chris Boyd against Livorno or something like that?
No, they actually played in Serie A. Right. Scots people who score in Italy, there's quite a few.
Liam Henderson.
No.
Kenny Dalglish.
Serie A.
Alright. Scottish players in Serie A.
Come on, Chris.
Fucking hell. I don't know why I keep going back to Paul Ince for some fucking reason. Scottish players.
Purdon would nail this.
I honestly cannot think he won.
Grado, do you want me to hand this one over to you?
So who have you said so far?
Right, there's no said anyone. There's another 3 players that have scored in Serie A, Scottish players that have scored in Serie A.
Why did I say Steve Archibald?
No, he played in Spain.
Aye.
For Barcelona.
Souness Sampdoria?
Yes, well done, Grado.
Who?
Souness for Sampdoria.
You've looked that up, you prick.
I knew it.
No, I never looked it up, I swear.
Yes, yeah. I'll give you the other 2 then. Dennis Law and Joe Jordan.
Jordan. AC Milan and Torino. There you go. There's the 2 teams. I should have known that.
Yeah, there you go. And a great goal from Aaron Hickey. Just a shame that he's another fucking left back. Jesus Christ.
I know. We couldn't produce a left back for love nor money for decades.
I know.
Telling you.
I'll tell you. So I'm sure we'll have more chat about all that stuff on the open line a bit later on.
Ask me something else, John.
So you can Google it. We'll be playing for pies in the player profile playoff. On the big question, we're looking for your unpopular football opinion, and we reveal last week's swankiest moments with Eldorado tonic wine.
Oh, mate, I can't believe it. You just stole my swanky moment.
Oh, well, yes, all right. Keep it in. And you can get your vote on in a new one. Grader's got another 3 riddles for us. And on Teammates, it's Chick Young standing where I am, which is here on Teammates this week.
It's no bad.
Thank you.
That was good.
Remember, troops, don't park your car outside a gym in Coatbridge, or else some arsehole might reverse into your bumper. Do you know what we done, John?
What?
We contacted G4 Claims.
Of course you did.
Remember, if you've been in a road traffic accident, you're not at fault. G4 Claims can make it easy for you. They can provide you with complete accident management support that you require. They'll recover their costs from the at-fault party, sort out a like-for-like vehicle replacement. They will also organise your vehicle to be repaired at one of their approved body shops and returned to you. Should your vehicle be deemed a write-off, will recover the pre-accident value for your car and write you a big fat cheque for it. And best of all, it won't cost you a penny as they charge the at-fault party insurance direct. G4 claims don't cold call, they don't buy data, and once they've processed your claim, your insurance will remain unscathed. And the best thing is, Nicole and the team over there won't take on your case if they don't think that they can help. So, if you've been in a road traffic accident or know someone that has, get onto G4 claims on 01698 767172. That's 01698 767172. Get them at notatfaultclaim.com or find them on social media at G4 Claims Limited. G4 Claims. Not at fault claims.
Amazing. Football Daft's big question.
Right, boys, it's time for the big question, and everyone has an opinion, but what is the most unpopular opinion you have? You know that when you go down to the pub and you say something and people are just, the jaws drop and the rest of the night you're just arguing with cunts, do you know what I mean?
Aye.
What is the most unpopular opinion that you have?
I like VAR.
You like VAR?
Oh, really?
I quite like VAR.
I think it's quite old. Do you know what I mean? You hear
It's
something
quite
and you go,
old.
I'll need to see that. I think it's, and see when you go to the games, we'd obviously, it'd maybe be different if it was in every game up here, but it was, see when it was last season Europa League and it was up here, I was kind of, there's a camera.
Well, we get a VAR goal last week.
That's right. Yeah. That's the first Scottish team to have VAR.
Oh, really?
Aye.
Isn't it?
Aye, the first goal against Betis. Jota crossed it in, and the referee gave it his handball for a jetty, but it wasn't handball. It came off his knee.
I didn't even see that.
And it was a good 2 or 3 minutes, but and your arse is making buttons when you're waiting on the fucking result coming through, man. It's brilliant, but it's exciting.
That's what I mean, and you always hear for games, did you see what happened in the Brighton game?
Remember the Spurs in Man City semi-final?
Exactly. I think it's, I mean, I can totally understand folk that are right into, I can see, I get that it has mega negatives. I get it because, you know, the likes of players now, they score a goal and they don't celebrate because they need to double check that VAR's been given and stuff like that. But I don't know, there's something, it's an unpopular opinion, isn't it? Most folk hate it.
It is. A lot of people are don't like it at all. I mean, especially down south, you go down there and fans hate it. Absolutely hate it. I think it's got better this season though, hasn't it? It's got quicker this season.
Aye, because they've taken the lead for the Euros.
Yeah.
Where they very rarely do an off the field one. Like they done that Man United game the other day with the VAR for the handball, the penalty, the last minute, and then the build up and all that. The drama that it can create is unbelievable. Honestly.
Especially when it's like the last couple of seconds of the game and all that as well.
And it's sort of a movie. It's like the end of a movie.
It's like a shot
it was, and then the bright Mark Noble coming off the bench and missing the penalty.
What is that, Albert? You think they'd have learned a lesson for that, wouldn't you?
You see Roy Keane going through. Jesus, man. Brilliant. What's your unpopular opinion, Chris?
My unpopular opinion is that Scottish Premier League football is far more entertaining than English Premier League football.
Oh, I agree with you, mate.
Oh, do you know what? I mean, I was down at the Man City game a couple of weeks, as was Grado, and you know, I watched that game and it was Pep Guardiola, and it's very, you know, it's like
it's sanitised, mate. It's really sanitised.
What, friendly?
I think it's
kickabout.
Yeah, I mean, I think with someone like Pep Guardiola and Man City, it's like, wasn't it classical music? It's so structured and so, like, you just want a bit of heavy metal, and that's, you know, what Scottish football can sometimes be, you know.
You want it raw and fucking. Do you know what I mean?
I'm telling you now, man. See if we manage to get some sort of proper financial backing behind our game, it could go from strength to strength because it's like fucking outlaw football.
It's exactly it, outlaw football.
Isn't it?
Underground.
Aye, it's like indie football.
We could be the cool kids.
Premier League's like AEW and WWE, and we're fucking Keith Ness Pro Wrestling.
Pro 2.
Aye, Pro 2, bro.
I have to say, it's well seen that Stephen's off this week, the amount of wrestling references we're getting into this podcast, isn't it?
You see the likes in a Friday night, right, when one of the games were on BBC Scotland, one of the championship games, I'd far rather watch that than watch what's on the Friday night. On
Did you
Sky?
see? Did
Yeah.
you see your man's goal for? I think it was Stoke or something like that. The overhead kick in the cup the other night.
No.
Oh man, it was like Trevor Sinclair's.
Oh,
So
yeah. I did
It's
see
a
a clip of
fucking
that.
peach, man.
Absolutely.
An absolute peach.
Right, I tell you what, boys, got responses in here for the listeners. I'm going to read out their unpopular opinion. I want you boys to react to it, right?
Right, okay.
Get your opinion right. So, Jamie's in first, right? Okay. If Edinburgh and Dundee want to challenge the Old Firm, Hibs and Hearts should merge, and Dundee United should merge.
Nah, I'm not having that.
Nah.
That is an unpopular opinion.
That is very unpopular. But
See,
I mean,
imagine like saying if Scottish teams want to challenge in Europe, Celtic and Rangers should merge.
well, that's a good argument against it, Chris. But I mean, would Old Firm supporters be worried if the two Dundee teams got together, the two Edinburgh teams got together? I mean, that would the Edinburgh teams suddenly have a fan base of what, 40,000?
0.
Yeah, well,
You're right.
You're right, Chris. We'll move on. Mark says, should have to play more Scottish players, and that should make teams look after the youth better. So Mark's basically suggesting like the free foreigners rules the old free foreigners rules that you used to get. Unpopular opinion or not?
I'd love to see it.
Yeah, Grado.
Do I know why? Because it would keep the best players in Scotland as well. Because they're not, these Premier League teams and all that, aren't they going to use one of their foreigners up for a Scottish player?
Grado, you're not convinced?
No, I like the foreigners.
Aye, but do you know what, mate? Do you
They're
remember when it
sulky.
was? Remember when it was the three foreigners back in the day, but and your three foreigners were fucking superstars.
Aye, but what was that?
Remember?
What was that, early 90s?
Aye, but I know the point you're making, but I can see the point that Mark's making as well, where it'll bring through the youth as well.
But then let's look at some of your favourite players, Chris.
So, what are you talking about?
Celtic players. Who are your favourite Celtic players of all time?
Mark McNally.
Right, okay.
Scott Marshall.
Right, next one up. Sean says Aberdeen aren't as big. Oh God, here we go. Aberdeen aren't as big as some fans think anymore. Celtic and Rangers would struggle to make top half of the British Premier League. AstroTurf pitches aren't the problem. Incorrect boots are. 3 unpopular opinions here from Sean. Aberdeen aren't as big as they think they are. Celtic and Rangers would struggle to make top half of a British Premier League. And AstroTurf pitches aren't the problem. Incorrect boots are. Wait
You
to
ever
start with those.
You ever get the feeling that a listener's been sitting waiting on a question to come out? No, I think he's talking nonsense about Aberdeen.
Right,
Aberdeen are the third biggest club in Scotland.
right, okay.
Celtic and Rangers would struggle to make the top half of a British Premier League. I would agree, but I would agree that would be in the first season, because once Celtic and Rangers got the money, and these teams down south seen the infrastructure that we've both got as clubs, I think we would go from strength to strength.
100% in the stadium and the fan base and everything else that goes with it.
Exactly. And AstroTurf pitches can go and run away as far to fuck as possible.
There's one coming up soon. Bo Jaws says English League One is of the same standard as the Scottish Premier League, excluding the Old Firm.
I can't comment on it because I don't watch English League One.
Yeah.
But I know that 90% of Championship teams would tank 90% of the Scottish Premier League teams.
Yeah.
I don't think there's full wrong with that. I don't think that's...
Nah.
So we're thinking League One's like outlaw football.
Well, it's certainly not the Championship, is it?
English League One's like NXT. It's kind of outlaw.
Developmental.
It's all wrestling's reference.
It's kind of outlaw, but really it's...
Aye, they rebooted
organised.
NXT. They rebooted NXT.
Aye, shiny one.
Right, guys, you're really going to have to get clued up on wrestling this week to understand the podcast. Right, here's one. Stephen, I like plastic pitches.
Well, do you know what? I think this maybe comes from a guy that supports a team that've got a plastic pitch. I remember being in one of the charity games, and then at the end there was a sort of debate, a kind of question answer, and it was the same day that Jamie Murphy went off at Rugby Park, but the game was in Hurlford, so it was full of Killie fans, and see the amount of Killie fans that were defending it, going, that's the highest quality plastic pitch there is, that's a lot of money, there's this and there's that, there's this, and they
Listen,
defended
it might be the
hilt.
highest quality plastic pitch that you can get, but a highest quality bit of shite that you can get still a bit of shite.
Aye.
Can I just say though, right? And this is obviously I come from a club that has a plastic pitch, Falkirk. See, like professionals that come
You
out.
have got lino.
See the professionals that come out and complain about plastic pitches. Now we're going to have a generation very, very soon that all they've done is play on plastic pitches since their Waynes, because all the Waynes now play in all-weather pitches, right? We're going to have a generation soon that's what they know. And I have to say, right, I play seven-a-side, and it's no professional football, but if I'm a fucking amateur and can play on it, fine. How can fucking professionals not play on it, fine?
Because it's a lot harder for a professional to play against other professionals for 90 minutes on a pitch. And you know, John, like if you turn quick on them, your knees
Some are
get
better
fucked.
than some are better than others. I've played in some that your knees really struggle. Some of the old boys struggle in a couple of parts.
But
That's
again-
how I never made it as a pro.
Right. But you see, you could also use, I'm sorry to go into it again, but a wrestling analogy.
Oh, brilliant.
Snidey ring. You have a snidey ring. It doesn't matter how bad the ring is. If you get put into a tidy ring, you're not going to lose. You're going to get better. So young boys are brought up with these plastic pitches. When they get on the grass, it's not going to, it's not going to make them any worse. It'll make them better.
It's like training on mats rather than training in a wrestling ring.
my
There you go,
God.
another wrestling ring.
Right. We'll keep them going. Right, here we go. Celtic and Rangers hold Scottish football back as a league and at international level. That is from Forgoodle.
I mean, it doesn't hold it back in terms of the money, the European exposure, but I think it does.
If Celtic and Rangers weren't in the Scottish Premier League, Scottish football would be on a standard with the Welsh League.
Aye, 100%.
Oh,
but also,
I disagree.
That's because you're a Falkirk fan, mate.
Yeah, I think
You would get tanked half the teams in the Welsh League.
we did get
But then-
tanked off when No Man's Key beat us. When they brought all the Welsh teams into the Challenge Cup, they fucking beat us. Conad's Key or whatever they were called.
but you see how when you read comments online for English fans, the big reason why they call it as a joke league is because Rangers and Celtic run away with it every season. But that's the only thing.
Yeah.
But what you need to look at as well, Celtic and Rangers maybe win it every season, right? But it's always Aberdeen that are third. It's always the same teams that are there or thereabouts. So if Celtic and Rangers weren't in that league, Aberdeen would probably fucking win it every year.
Hearts and Hibs would come into it. Dundee United. I mean, the money would be distributed a bit better, I think.
But there wouldn't be anywhere near as much.
Well, there wouldn't be, but with more support, I don't know. Listen, it's an interesting one. One for the pub again. Drop that one in the pub next time, see what the reaction is. Ross says the fact that there's a third UEFA competition this year and Scotland still only managed to get 2 teams into the group stage is a disgrace. The narrative around St Johnstone trying so hard is embarrassing, and Hibs and Aberdeen bottled it again. Fans of these clubs are clamouring for their players to play for the national team. If you had international quality players, you would have qualified for Europe. Fucking jeez.
Can't argue with any of that.
That's
To
a
be honest
great
with
point.
Oh,
with the exception of St Johnstone, because they played a right good side.
yes, and they got a draw in Turkey.
Yeah.
Aye, but they get fucking hammered at McDermott Park. But
I know, but it's Galatasaray. Think
I know
of
that's the point I'm making. You know, I think I think up to a point you can only give that. It's just St Johnstone. They done well. There's only so often that you can say that. I get the point he's trying to make, but I think Scottish teams in Europe have underachieved for so long, man, so long.
They have. So not an unpopular one, that one. Stuart says the Old Firm are at their best, could not cope with English Championship. The Old Firm at their best could not cope with the English Championship.
I don't agree with that.
Nah.
Don't agree?
No, I'm not buying that one.
Unpopular that one then. And finally, Tel Aviv.
Dunfermline fan or something like that.
The money. Let's remember the Championship's the second richest league in the world, I believe.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm telling you this now. See if Celtic and Rangers get invited down to England tomorrow.
Aye.
After a season, Celtic and Rangers would be qualifying for Europe, and then once we had built ourselves up as a Premier League team, folk would want to. Glasgow's a brilliant city to come and live in. Do you know what I mean? And all right, we maybe don't get the weather, but see the players that we could attract. with the money that we would be bringing in, because Celtic and Rangers are massive clubs. Make no mistake about it, they're massive. They're world renowned. You know what I mean?
Global brand.
Exactly. I don't think that there's any mistake in thinking that it would maybe take a season, but Celtic Rangers would be in amongst the big boys in English football, rapid style.
It all comes down to money. We're not going to put in that league and no get the money that the rest of the teams are getting. So
See, before Abramovich bought Chelsea, they had won fucking 2 trophies in their entire existence or something like that. Do you know what I mean? And now they've won the European Cup twice. Anybody that thinks that the advancement of English football hasn't been down to money is a fucking idiot.
Fair enough. And finally, Tel Aviv Rangers. There should not be a Scottish national team, nor a Scottish top league. It should all be integrated into a British pyramid and a Great Britain national side.
here we are.
Listen, just you fucking stick to your Israeli team, Tel Aviv Rangers.
And that is it for this week's big question. Thank you for all your responses. We'll have another big question next week.
Autumn is in the air. The pumpkins are in the patch. And our friends at Manscaped are here to make sure you don't carve your pants pumpkins when you're grooming. If you know what I'm saying.
That's your boys.
You got it right, Toal. Make sure you're keeping things fresh this fall. We don't say fall here, do we? It's autumn, innit? Or winter.
Autumn.
With the leaders in male grooming and a brand new 4th generation performance package. Boys, get ready for a cuffing season like no other. Ready to take the leap into the fall with Manscaped? Well, let me tell you about it. Because 2 million men worldwide are using Manscaped, and they've used manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping, and have used the code DAFT.
That's mental that we've got 2 million people use that code.
It's great. It's great, man. It's fucking... The money that we're raking in for everybody buying Manscaped is tremendous. I thank every single last one of you. And I was using the Manscaped this week. Great performance, great in the shower, very easy. Use the lotion as well. What about you, Toal? You've been using it recently? You've been keeping on top of things down below?
See, I tend to go for a winter coat around about this time of year.
Good shout, mate.
I'll be honest, but I do use Manscaped when the time comes for me to trim the hedges, as they say.
Would you agree, Toal, that it's probably time for folk out there to bundle up with Manscaped? Now, I'm talking about their package. In this package, you're going to find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, which is very, very handy. It's Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant, smells tremendous. The Crop Reviver toner, the Performance Boxer brief, which I'm wearing right now, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies in. Now, first off, the Performance package, it has the Lawnmower 4.0. In fact, I've got it. Oh no, I've got the... Feel it. I've got all the gear there.
It's good stuff.
Sit in my wee office. The ball trimmer's in the toilet. The Lawnmower 4.0. If you're looking to cozy up this fall, then I'm telling you, this trimmer is essential, because the 4th generation trimmer, it's got a cutting edge ceramic blade and it reduces grooming accidents. We've never had an accident with Manscaped, Toal, have we?
Never in a million years.
Nah, wouldn't even dream of reporting any injuries, according to Manscaped. It also gives you the ability to turn the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when you need to find yourself getting a more precise shave. Plus, it's waterproof, so you can use it in the shower. Now, it's also got the Weed Whacker to chop your worst weeds up top in your nose and your ear, and the nose and ear hair trimmer, it uses 9,000 RPM motor-powered 360-degree rotary dual blade system, and it provides proprietary skin-safe technology, which helps prevent the nicks, the snags, and the tugs in those delicate holes. Now, you need to seal the deal with Manscaped's liquid formulations, because the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant, everybody knows pumpkin spice lattes and ball deodorant go hand in hand. Then after trimming the pumpkin patch and whacking the leaves, give your balls a boost and use the Crop Reviver. Manscaped this time have even threw in 2 free gifts to their performance package, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. Get comfy on the home or on the go this season. So get yourself to manscaped.com/daft. You're getting 20% off, free shipping with the code DAFT. That's at manscaped.com. Please, please, please make your balls a priority this fall. Choose Manscaped. Your balls will thank you.
And do you know what? it's a great present in the lead up to Christmas.
Well,
It's
sure,
a right good present for somebody.
that's
You
what I
see, if
gave.
you get 20% off, why the fuck not?
I gave my last one to Barry Ferguson for the Secret Santa. A Go Radio.
Did
you not know that?
I didn't know it. Barry Ferguson got Manscaped.
He's got Manscaped, aye.
Brilliant. So there you go. Endorsed by Barry Ferguson. It is the Player Profile Playoff with PieSports.com. They are bringing you the taste of Scottish football to your door by ordering at PieSports.com. You can get all manner of packages up there, some belter of a pies. You can get like the 442, which is 4 Scottish pies, 4 chili pies, 2 cheesy bean, all different formations up there, all different selections of pies.
Remember, John, it's cheesy bean and onion.
Is it cheesy bean and onion? Oh yeah,
Aye.
Chris had to pull the onions because he doesn't like onions in his.
What? How can you not like onion in a pie, though?
I don't know.
I'm
Are you not a fan of the
No.
onion?
I see anything with onions or mushrooms, it can all.
So like,
for fuck's sake.
a bolognese, Chris? Would you not have a bolognese?
I would have a bolognese, but real bolognese doesn't have mushrooms in it.
No,
Listen,
mushrooms, but onion.
Aye, but see if you can't see it. See
Right,
if I
right.
can't eat it, that's fine. But this was some big ass bits of onion that was in this pie. I'm going to be honest with you.
When was the last time you had a mushroom, though?
I tried a mushroom.
When you were about 13 or something?
No, about 2 years ago. I tried one. I tried a mushroom. I tried a banana. Didn't like any.
You don't like a banana?
Bananas?
I like banana flavoured stuff, but I don't like actual bananas. That's weird, isn't it?
That is weird. That's weird.
There was a guy at my work called, I better not name him, but he would see when he ate bananas.
Aye.
He'd eat them last like. And you could hear it and you think, what the fuck? It's the most softest fucking.
Yeah.
thing in your gob. And he would go. That fucking annoyed me, man.
I get him tell.
He's a good, nice guy, but.
A nice guy, aye. So if he's listening, there you go. Just stop it.
He's brand new.
It was abyss.
That is
Hey, I was with Abyss yesterday, too. Did you know that?
No, I did not. But anyway,
know.
Andrew, how you doing, mate?
Hi, Andrew. You're on the player profile. Do you know who Abyss is, Andrew?
With what, sorry?
Abyss.
No.
He didn't
Right,
play for
okay.
Kilmarnock, I'll give you that much.
Is that it? You don't like what do you not like food wise?
For me, I love a lot of food, to be honest with you. Great little man.
I'm the same.
My wife's good to be cooked, she's spoiled me rotten, so we just had
What does she cook up? What's her number one recipe?
stir fried chicken pasta, bolognese.
Stir fries don't fill me up. I have
Oh,
a stir fry and I want
We
something
speak
else.
about the night, it didn't follow that.
Would you have kind of sweet chili, kind of hoisin?
Yeah,
or
mushroom, mushroom.
Oh, yeah, wait, get it in the bin. Get it
Listen
in
to
the bin.
this, Toal, do you know that I would rather order a mushroom curry than a chicken or beef curry?
Would you really?
I honestly would,
That
love it.
that says more about you than it does anything else, mate, to be honest with you.
Well, if you if you don't like mushrooms, let us know for next week on the open line. We can have a whole mushroom debate.
You want this mushroom?
I love mushrooms.
Next week's big question: do you like mushrooms or not? Give us a call.
Then the following week, do you keep your red sauce in the cupboard or in the
Oh,
fridge?
that's a good
oh God, that's an old radio phoner. That one, Chris. I've
What's your
heard-
favourite biscuit?
Yeah, what do you like to dunk in a biscuit? Your tea? Give us a call now. What's the best biscuit to dunk in your tea? Give us a call. Right. Anyway, we're playing for pies this week. Remember, like I say, you'll get piesports.com. You can order your pies, get them delivered free of charge to postcodes across Scotland. Andrew, do you know how the game works? If not, I am going to explain it to you. Basically, in front of me, we've switched it up again. I've decided, boys, I'm going to educate you in the lower leagues because we did League 2 last week. You didn't have a clue about this, so we've went up a league to League 1 this week, all right? Which, Andrew, you're a Falkirk supporter, as am I. We've been in League 1, so you've probably got a bit of an advantage on this one. But we're going to educate you in League 1 teams this week, boys. So basically, I am going to read out the description of the team. If you know what the team is, you buzz in with your buzzer. If you don't get it right, we continue to play with the other person. It's first to 2 wins, all right? Andrew, what is your buzzer going to be?
Just go Andy.
Who's he
Come on,
playing
don't invent
against?
it. If you're a Falkirk supporter, I'm on the Bairns. That'll be your buzzer. Go for that. Right, and I will flip the coin to see who you're playing. I might have not got a coin. Oh, I have.
John, I've only got £100 notes.
Right, okay. Heads or tails, Grado, you go your heads, and it is heads. You're playing Grado this week, Andrew.
Thank
Right.
fuck.
Hey, worries.
Grado, what's your buzzer?
Graham.
Really boring buzzers this week. I'm very disappointed. Right, okay, League One clubs. Have a think of who's in League One. Here we go. This team are one of the oldest clubs in Scotland.
Graham.
Andy.
Andy.
Oh,
Graham.
it's me first.
Ah,
Graham's
it's
in
Grado.
first. One of the oldest clubs in Scotland. Right, Grado.
Queen's Park.
No, it's not. I will continue with the clue. This team are one of the oldest clubs in Scotland after being formed in 1872, residing in their Hall of Fame are the likes of Albert, Craig, Ray Montgomery and Murdo MacLeod. And they won the league in 1891 and 1892 and the Scottish Cup in 1883.
They shared the league one of those years
Did they? Oh, did they, Chris?
with Rangers.
Ah, there's a good... Current players include Andy
done, Barry.
Kagan, Joe McKee.
Yeah, he's got it.
Well done, Andrew. They beat us recently.
That's how Rangers have only got 54 and a half.
Beat us.
Aye.
Andrew, well, you're a Falkirk supporter. I don't get to talk Falkirk much. What did you make of the game at the weekend against Dumbarton?
I was working, but what I caught of it, a lot of
Where did you catch it?
fans moaning, but I think we're all right still. Just need to start scoring more goals.
Oh, they were
Get
terrible.
the Falkirk TV in that, Grado.
I suppose you get all that now, don't you?
We had shots hit the post in the bar, you know what I mean? Close off the
Ah,
line, so
yeah.
they would have won that game.
They were awful. Anyway, I'll continue. Next team up, 1-0 to you. And the next team up, here we go. This team were the first club to win the League Cup 3 times and one of only 2
Andy.
sides.
Graham.
Andy,
Is it Falkirk?
it's not Falkirk. We've never won the League Cup, mate. Never won the League Cup. One Scottish Cup
I know.
twice.
Fuck's sake, Andrew. Jesus Christ.
Right, I'll continue with the clues. And one of the only 2 sides from the second tier to win the Scottish Cup. Former Barcelona player Stevie Archibald used to manage them, and their home colours are yellow and black. They are
Oh,
currently managed by
Graham.
Darren Young.
Oh,
I don't
no.
know.
I don't
You're in
know
now.
It's no Darren Young that's the manager. I've got it wrong then.
Right, Grado.
He's Fife.
It is his 5 minutes. 1-1.
That's that Google machine again.
Is it not? My hands are here.
His hands are free. Right, okay, final team. This is for the win. Come on, boys. All this team were formed in Barrafield. They now play their games elsewhere. Craig Brown, Pat Nevin, Harry Haddock are all included in their Hall of Fame, and Ian Ferguson and Craig Bryson came through their youth system. The team's biggest rivals are Partick Thistle, and
Graham.
now Grado.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Is it? Oh, it's not Clyde, is it?
It is Clyde. What a win for Grado. Come on, Andy. You've let the Bairns down here.
He got just before me there. I knew it was Clyde.
Hey, listen, Andy, you can get the pies, you can have them, you can
There you
let
go.
your missus cook them tomorrow night for you, you can spice them up. and get
I'll
them shebang.
fill you up more than a stir fry.
Aye, you can chop the pie up and stick it in a stir fry.
That's a good idea, actually. Yeah.
Pie stir fry. That's a new delicacy.
Stir pie.
Stir fry. Brilliant. We've got it here. Brilliant. If you want to try out a stir pie, order your pies from piesports.com and let us know how it goes next week.
Lucy Nicotine is finally in the UK. Lucy is a company founded by Caltech scientists and former smokers looking for a better and cleaner nicotine alternative. Their mission is to reduce tobacco-related harm to zero. It's researched and developed for 3 years to be made by people, not patients. Lucy has created a nicotine gum with 4 milligrams of nicotine that comes in 3 flavours. The old favourite spearmint and red mango and citrus berry. And it's convenient and discreet. Products can be enjoyed anywhere, on flights, at your work, on the go, or even in the gym. It's 2021. Get rid of your cigarettes, unplug your vape, throw out your dip and get some Lucy nicotine gum. This is the real deal. A subscription to Lucy comes directly to your door each month. It's so simple and you don't have to leave your house because Lucy has delivery down. Football Daft listeners, go to uk.lucy.co and use promo code DAFT to get 20% off your first order of nicotine gum. That's uk.lucy.co and use promo code DAFT at the checkout. Warning, I have to give this disclaimer. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. So go to uk.lucy.co and be sure to use that promo code DAFT.
It's now time for Grado's 3 riddles on Football Daft. Evening, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Grado's 3 riddles. How are we all?
I love how upbeat you are when you do this section of the show, mate.
Well,
You make me like the quiz show host. When do you ever hear a
He's
quiz
like
show?
fucking Magnus Magnuson.
Aye, it's like, you know, every quiz show host is all bright. Remember Barrymore, Grado? Channel Barrymore.
Aye, Channel Barrymore.
What?
Yeah.
It's that point of the show where we get your minds working with 3 riddles to footballers or someone involved with football. What? What's a hot spot, not?
Hot spots!
Play along wherever you are, you're listening, and see if you can beat the boys, right? And it's the start of the season. We're keeping the scores, so buzzers at the ready, boys, because the current score
Yeah.
is Chris 11,
Oh,
John 8,
Come on.
Stephen on 4.
See, he's missing out the last couple of weeks. He's missed out, so I'm going to get in a clear lead before he gets back.
Riddle
Excellent.
number 1.
Right.
I've got the correct friends in Ayrshire.
Fraser Wright. No.
No.
Oh, correct, friends in Ayrshire. Someone that plays for. Correct, right, pals, right.
correct, friends in Ayrshire.
Mates. Correct, friends.
I always want to say Derek Townsley. I don't know why.
Hold on. Is it Friends, the TV show, maybe? Correct, Friends. Ross Wright. Jason.
Joey Wright.
Joey Wright. Chandler Wright.
Phoebe Wright.
Chandler Wright. Phoebe Wright.
Monica Wright. Mate, you've stumped me with this one, man.
No, you've no. No, I've no, because you're
What
going
the
to kick yourselves.
What the correct friends?
Staring you in the face.
Tommy Wright. It's not Tommy Wright again. No. It's,
Staring at you in the face, and you're going to kick yourselves.
is that a right? Wait, is it right though? Is something right?
I'm saying nothing.
Scott Wright. No.
I've got the correct friends in Ayrshire.
Got the correct friends in Ayrshire.
Ah, fucking hell.
Paul Wright.
Correct!
Yeah.
Pal Wright. Oh, fuck off.
Pal Wright. Pal Wright. Brilliant.
What a stretch that was.
That was a stretch, wasn't
That was a stretch.
It's alright, I've been needing a stretch.
it? Question riddle 2. I wish you would turn up in time for physical education.
I wish you'd turn up in time for physical education.
Punctual Jim.
Punctual Jim. Jim. Oh, that's good though, Chris. You put me in Jim. Jim Mark. No. Punctual. So if you're punctual
Jim O'Clock.
early, you're early. You're on time. Time.
I wish you would turn up in time for physical education.
I should turn up on time for physical education.
Jim Lately. Jim Lately.
Jim Layton!
Jim Lane!
Off! No way! No way!
Oh, Chris!
Fucking hell!
This is for the equaliser. The third one is
Oh
for
my
the equaliser.
god.
I cannot believe it. You stretch.
Holy shit.
I was staring at you in the face, Toal.
Oh my god, this is
What
like
was?
You had it there.
this is like the best football comeback ever.
Right. Riddle 3.
This is like when Arsenal were beating Newcastle 4-0 and they brought 4 goals back.
Right, just go on, mate, Griddle.
Sorry.
I would get down on my knees to make that gin.
I would get down on my knees to make that gin.
Yes.
Oh,
I think I've got the name.
Neil Gordon.
No.
Oh. Gordon Neil.
No.
It's Gordon something. It's not Craig Gordon, is it?
Oh, I think it's Neil something.
Neil, all right.
I might need to give you a clue one because this is a wee bit far fetched, but I'll let you go for another wee 30
I
seconds.
think it gins now, so it's Neil. You're right. It's Neil down on my knees to go in. Neil.
Don't think about the brand of gin.
All right. Okay.
Think about ingredients in gin.
Neil Juniper.
Oh, it's something like that.
It's something like I can see his face when he
Neil-
said Juniper. It's
Neil-
really tenuous, this one, Grado, isn't it? Neil Berry.
Yes!
Brilliant. 11. Oh, Chris.
11!
11.
Up the road!
Boys, it is time for the Eldorado Swanky moment of the week. Remember, ask for LD, that's Eldorado, at any swanky bar. It's easy to drink, short, fruity, and finish with a trace of caffeine. A bit like Chris, as we always.
Oh,
It's
short and
available-
fruity.
Short and fruity, no caffeine. It's available at your local convenience store. We've all had bottles of LD recently. Chris, you've been enjoying it.
It's delicious.
It's
It's
great.
actually delicious. I'm not kidding on. Get a
Absolute-
bash, man.
Oh, it's beautiful, man. I had it last Friday night. I'll be blessed it.
Oh, did you have a glass of it last Friday?
Oh,
huh?
beautiful, beautiful.
So it's available at your local convenience store. You can follow them now on Facebook and Instagram at Eldorado Tonic Wine, or check them out at eldoradotonicwine.com. So to celebrate the swanky taste of Eldorado, we are picking out the swanky moments from Scottish football and leaving you to vote on it on our Twitter at Football Daft Pod. Grado, we need to ask, you need to get Ricky Little to get Gavin Swanky to do a line for us.
Right, I'll get him to
We
do it
have
on
Gavin
WhatsApp.
Swanky saying, I'm Gavin Swanky, and this is the Eldorado Swanky moment of the week. It will make this so much
Right,
better.
okay. Right, I'll get it done.
Right, we need to get Gavin Swanky on this. So that is, and the results are in from last week, and they are as follows. Drum roll, please. In last place, it was Chris Toal with his choice of Ayeti starting to score goals, and because it was 4-3. Has your opinion of Ayeti changed since then, Chris?
My opinion, yeah, he's not really changed. He's fucking rotten.
Brilliant. So he was in last place with 5% of the vote. In third, it was listener Grant's choice, the Portree Cat. Remember that?
Oh my
The 55-year-old Malky Nicholson, who had the double save in the Sky and Localsh FA League. It was an absolute belter from the big man. In second, it was my choice, the Hearts social media team, for using Mr. Garrison from South Park to introduce Barry Mackay with the okay signing. So that was in second. But with 77% of the vote and winning this week, it was Grado's choice of Tav's goal against St Johnstone.
And you know meant to do one that's fuck all to do with football, you chancer.
I know he was.
I've got a football one this week too.
Oh, have you?
Oh, there you go. He was
Okay.
going to do one. He's now got into the vibe though. So, wait, let's go to you boys. What is your Eldorado swanky moment of the week, Chris?
Mine, I'm going to go with one that probably won't get any votes because it's no Rangers. It's Aaron Hickey's goal for Bologna at the weekend. It was an absolute peach.
And obviously the fourth person to score, and for Scott to score in Serie A.
Yep, after Graham Souness, Dennis Law, and Joe Jordan.
There you go, Chris. Well done. So better of go if you've not seen it, check it out. He'll be knocking on the door for. I know he's just been picked for the under-21s, but I mean,
Who's he going to dislodge?
well, that's the problem.
He's
That's
not
the
dislodging Tierney, he's not dislodging Robertson, but Greg Taylor's on a hiding to fucking nothing, isn't he?
Aye, 'cause especially when you bought the boy Kingsley, Stephen Kingsley, who played for Falkirk, and he's having a cracking season with Hearts as well, and he's another good left back. So, good left backs, there we go. Aaron Hickey's goal for Bologna is Chris's nomination. Grado, what is yours?
I see, because my father's gone to these games, Newcastle and Blackpool. He says, "What's that Newcastle and Leeds game?" And I did. I actually watched Newcastle and Leeds, and he says, "Watch out for this player." My father raves about this player every week. He says,
Is it
he's
San
amazing.
Maximan?
He loves him, man. This is
It is.
all he talks about. All he talks about. So I've obviously, I can't be a very really tune in, but I watched the game and I couldn't get over how good this guy was. He scored the goal.
Aye, but mate, he's capable of the sublime, but he's capable of the absolute fucking dug meat and all.
Is he?
Oh,
I'll need to tell my dad that.
He's either all sugar or all shite.
Oh, mate, well, obviously I'm a Newcastle supporter as well. I love that man. He's just what I would describe him as a typical Newcastle player. You know, like your Asprelias, just like an absolute luxury player. Hatton Ben Arfa, just an absolute maverick, maverick.
And you know what? He's a character as well, isn't he? You don't get the characters in the game anymore, but this guy's a character, definitely.
Here, see my father. He's trying to tell me this, John. You can tell me this because you've been to Newcastle games. He says he nearly get chucked out for swearing. He says nae football fans down there swear. He says nobody swears. He called what do you call that referee? Ashley? Is it Dean Ashley? No, Mike
Ashley.
Mike Dean.
No, Mike Dean. He called him a fat bastard, and the steward tell him off.
Shut up, really?
He shouted fat bastard, and he get told to kind of calm down. He says, "Been able to swears, Graham. That's the difference."
Maybe your dad's in the family section or something like that.
No, he's in some sort of section. He's in some sort of section.
Not beside the press and all that.
He's next to the press, and I think he's got some sort of thing with ticket or something. I don't know.
Have you ever been told off at the football?
Aye.
What did Chris? What did you get told off for? Inappropriate language.
Basically, just shouting my head off and cursing and swearing just like Gredon's dad. You know what I mean? It was, do you know, when I get told off, it was after Henrik Larsson scored for Barcelona against us.
Was it?
I was calling him for everything. You fucking bastard, Larsson, you!
That's brilliant.
Aye. I get told off. That's right.
Who's yours, John Boy?
I'm going to go for, now, I'm going to go for a man, see if you recognise this for us, Pedro Martinez Losa. He is the new Scottish women's...
good shout, mate. What a result.
It's two good results for the Scottish women's team, but I'm going to nominate his accent because you hear him getting interviewed on the TV or the radio, and he's got a really that sexy kind of Spanish accent. You know, so I'm going to nominate Pedro Martinez.
All right, John. Put it back in your trousers, son.
I know.
His wee man's back out again.
So I'm going to.
No, he was saying on Wrestling Daft that he kept talking about his boy at the wrestling. He was going, "Oh, my wee man was doing this, and my wee man was doing that," and Rab popped him up saying he was talking about.
He's Wally.
He's Wally.
Unnecessary. But yeah, I'm going to nominate his accent, Pedro Martinez Loza, and he's doing a great job for the Scottish women's team there as well. One from the listeners comes from Grant. Now, I think, Grant, I don't know if you saw this at the weekend, the foul. I can't remember what, Grant hasn't told me what teams were playing, but I saw it on Sky Sports.
Oh, mate. It was, I will tell you who it was now. It was, what do you call it? Henry Lansbury.
Who was it for, Chris?
Mate, do you know what? I can't remember the teams, but have you seen it?
Have you seen this, Grado?
Just look it up on Google, on Twitter or something. Just type in Henry Lansbury challenge. I don't know how this guy's not been sent off.
It was Swansea, Chris. It was Swansea.
See, if somebody done this in the street, they'd be in the jail.
It is the best.
What? That's an assault.
Aye. Fucking Duncan Ferguson done 6 months for less.
That's an assault.
That was a yellow card. So what's
half the ball and everything? That's half the ball.
Aye, you get fucking booked. They only get booked for it.
No, you can't get booked for that.
No. But what's happened is, Grado, if you look,
he's way to kick the ball.
The way to kick the ball, but is he really going to kick the ball, or is he just taking a big...
No, because also the way he's kicking the ball, he's getting it at full pelt, and also there's another guy spitting in his face, practically going, fucking get up. So he's obviously done something to antagonise the team.
Aye, but he's fucking nearly booted a guy upside down. I do not know how you only got a booking for that.
It was
honestly.
Absolutely incredible. But I mean, the ball is there. He's went to play the ball. He's absolutely just.
I don't think he has meant to play the ball, John.
He has either.
No chance, man.
Either, but it's an absolute better. So that, I know it's not Scottish football, but it's an absolute better. So Henry Lansbury is this week's nomination from Grant, one of our listeners, an absolute belter. So there you go. We're going to stick them up on our Twitter. Please vote on what you think should be the Eldorado Swanky moment of the week. Get on there, and remember, Eldorado Tonic Wine, Scotland's own, is now Football Daft.
Remember, folks, you can now get more content from Football Daft on Patreon. Just in case you don't know what Patreon is, it's a subscription service that you sign up not only to support the podcast, but you'll also get more content as well. There are tiers from which you can choose from, and you can get everything from the video version of the show, the outtakes, teammates every week, a free t-shirt, and the chance to be a pundit on Rangers and Celtic Daft, plus video versions of Celtic and Rangers Daft, cameos from us, and the chance to come into the studio to watch us recording the show. So if you fancy any of that, get signed up now at patreon.com/footballdaft. That's Patreon, patreon.com, and Football Daft, all one word. Get involved now, as we would love to welcome you to the squad. And talking of our squad and teammates, here's Jack Young.
Worst dressed.
Worst dressed football player, worst dressed broadcaster.
Any.
Either or.
You've done well over the years yourself, I shouldn't think of it. You.
There you go, Grado. He's got you there. He must have seen you with your Reebok jumper on.
Moniest.
Oh, moniest. Well, that's easy. Gym trainer.
Who do you want to back you up in a fight?
Gym trainer.
Best looking.
Gym trainer.
Best looking. Alison Walker.
Teacher's pet.
Oh, I was the teacher's pet at school. I Miss Henderson. Most part of primary school, 1956 to 1963.
You started at school in 1956?
It was university. No, it wasn't. It was primary school in 1950. What do you mean?
I didn't think you were that old, chick. That was the year my mum was born. Anyway.
Basically, what Grado's saying is, chick, you're looking good for your age.
Yeah.
A long way
Indeed,
around it.
Best you've played with.
I think the most memorable one people talk about was me and Walter Smith, but I think my favourite ones were Pelé and Muhammad Ali.
You interviewed
If you want to
Pelé
drop
and
a
Muhammad
number two.
Ali.
Not at the same time, to be fair.
Worst you've played with.
Well, I think probably that one with Walter, wasn't it? It's been hit about 86 million times on YouTube.
Never gets sold.
Who never gets the round in.
Well, there's a few boys down at my club that I go drink I can name and shame at the moment. I would say, and well-known faces, I don't think there are many miserable people out there. And I can name Robbie Nielsen, whose outstanding generosity saw him buy me it's one of the dearest malts, a cigar malt in Portree. We were up there doing some, and it was £90 a nip. So Robbie Nielsen, bless you.
Biggest bam up merchant.
There's I think trainers tried to do me a few times, didn't he? But sometimes I was full of the knowledge whether I was prepared to take the bait. I knew you got to know when you're getting wound up. Sometimes I took it, sometimes I didn't. But I trainer again. That's a hat trick, isn't it?
Top shagger.
Pass.
And the best you've ever worked with.
No, sorry. I spent once upon a time I spent a lunch in Valencia in Spain, and we drew up a league table of the greatest lovers, that's a better phrase, that Scottish football writing has produced over the decades. And I was voting, but you can't vote for yourself.
Best you've played with.
As a journalist, you know what I was thinking and watching the Scotland game the other night? I thought James McFadden and Dan Fletcher together were the finest pair of pundits I've listened to in many's a day. But I've worked with some great people over the years as reporters and broadcasters, very professional. Yeah, I've taken a while to think that one, but I think the greatest person, the relationship I've had in the game was with Graham Souness.
Right. Aye. So it's no Michael Stewart then, no?
It's not.
Not the field trials. Okay, though. That's great. Thanks very much, Chick. That's great. And that's your teammates all complete.
So that's it for this week's Football Daft. I've been Stephenless again. Well done, no boys. You've carried us through.
Aye, it was good tonight again. Just great chat.
Brilliant. Brilliant. We hope you've enjoyed the chat. Stephen, hopefully back in next week. He's moving house. He's honestly, you should hear his moans on the group chat. Oh, I'm on every scene of Ever City this week. Oh,
Aye, I know.
got loads of lines to learn. Oh, well, what
Oh no, I've got a steady income.
I know. What's what is the big question is what is happening with Chelsea Bob in River City if he's in every...
I heard that Roisin was going to kill him.
Aye, I think Roisin's going to end up. They're either going to bang one there or she's going to kill him.
Brilliant. That maybe he's getting married to Roisin. Is his character still single? I can't. Do you know what?
Ugh, I don't know. He's had more freaking lovers in that programme than.
Listen, well, we just tell them he's been asked to go to the Celtic game tonight to shell suit Bob. Did a half-time draw.
That's
Well, he is. He does love the King of Kings, Henrik Larsson. I remember him saying that in an episode.
It does.
Almost as much as you love Big Pierre.
Exactly. So that's it for Football Daft. Thanks very much for listening. We'll be back next week. Remember, Tuesday you'll get Rangers and Celtic Daft. I think Stephen's back on Rangers Daft this week, hopefully. And remember, if you want the video version, you can get that at patreon.com/Football Daft. You can see Chris's Tam Spraggins Motherwell top if you get on the video version.
I'm going to get it framed. I'm going to get it framed.
Are you going to get it framed?
Do you not think it's quite exciting having a Motherwell tap?
Mate, do
A
you
wee
know what?
bit.
Do you know what it is? It's dead comfy.
Is it? Aye.
Aye. It's a dead comfy tap.
I remember I got the Aberdeen goalie tap for 1996 or something like that. It was in Sports Division in Irvine and it was on sale for a £5. My gran bought me Living Design.
Yeah, I tell you what,
Those
that's
are
a
mega
great
goals.
shout.
Remember that one?
Next week's
Daft strips, aye.
Next week's big question: your favourite strip that wasn't your own team.
Aye, there you go.
Oh.
There you go.
There's,
That's a
there's only
belter.
one for me, man.
It's good. Right, we'll save it for next week, Chris. We'll get that on next week. And remember, if you do sign up for Patreon as well, you can be a pundit on Rangers or Celtic Daft if you are Old Firm orientated. I was going to go for another word there and I don't know what it was. Anyway, that's us for tonight. Please rate and review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts from. That would be great. Get us on socials at Football Daft Pod on Twitter, Football Daft Podcast on Instagram, and just search for us for Football Daft on Facebook. Boys, you're going to football at the weekend. Chris, you're going to Celtic game.
I'm fucking night shift, man. I can't see the amount of games that I can't get to these days because of this work, man. Brutal.
I know. Grado, what are you up to this weekend? You're at Playground Festival.
Playground Festival, Boy George, Saturday night.
Are you interviewing any bands for there?
Mate, I seen that. There's somebody playing that. There's somebody playing that festival, and they're fucking dynamite.
The Libertines are playing there as well, Chris. Razorlight.
Mochiba.
Kyle Rogers.
Oh no,
Rogers
it's
and
not.
Sheik.
It's
Macy Gray.
Colonel
Killies.
Mustard, innit? Colonel
Ah,
Mustard.
and the Mustard 5, aye.
Aye, and Killies, amazing.
Amazing.
Aye, she's there.
Well,
Macy,
enjoy
Macy Gray.
I hate you so much right now.
I'm
That's it.
trying to say goodbye and I choke. Trying to walk away and I stand back.
So if Macy pulls out of the festival, we've got Chris Toal as a substitute if you need them. Playground. Well, enjoy it this weekend, boys. Enjoy the football if you're heading to that, and we'll see you on Football Daft next week.
Chatty bye.
Ta-da!